Hey guys, Dave the Bartender here, and this is what I've been up to this weekend. So here are some of the zombies that I've been working on for my Kings of War Undead Army. It's been a little while since I've done any updates for my Kings of War stuff, because I've been busy doing some Flames of War and things like that, but it's about time for me to start. Just that light off. There we go, no more flickering. It's about time for me to start working on these a little bit more, because I need to get my Kickstarter stuff finished off. I am still working my way through the first part of the Kickstarter, and I've got 2 more boxes full of stuff to work on, so there's a lot still to be done. I've gone for quite a fast, easy colour scheme on these, so I gave them all a spray with the Army Painter Rotting Flesh, Necrotic Flesh I think it's called. And then after that I just put a few highlights on some of the raised areas and painted the bone and the wounds. So the bone was painted with bleach bone and the wounds got done with just red gore. And then I gave the whole lot a wash with a 50-50 mix of Ajax Earthshade and Nun Oil. And then once it was washed I gave the raised area the highlight, and then picked out the bone bits with some white. I've gone for a sort of blue glowing eye effect. If you've seen the White Walkers in Game of Thrones, that's the sort of thing I'm going with. And then I went through and put some new blood effects on, and I'll zoom into one of them to show you how I did that in a bit more detail. So this will give you a better idea of what I'm talking about for the blood effects. Now, I'm using the Tamiya Clear Red. This one here. Alright, that's far too close. That's my main blood effect, and that's what I've used in the past. But I wanted to have a bit more sort of coagulation and clotting going on with these zombies. The zombies' blood is no longer pumping, so it's a little bit thicker and it starts to clot. So what I did is I made a little mix of some Forge World Black Soot Weathering Powder and the Tamiya Clear Red. Now, because the Forge World powders are acrylic, they don't really mix too well with the Tamiya Clear Red, so you can sort of get clumps of that sort of darker black in there. And as sort of coagulated blood's a lot darker, it's almost black. You think of dried blood, it's sort of that quite dark colour as well. It's come out really nicely. So you see on this zombie here on the left, it's got that sort of really deep, dark blood around the sort of the disemboweled areas and around the sort of wounds on the hands. And I put a little bit of blood effects around the mouth and the face as well, just to show areas where he's been chewing on a victim or stuff like that. And you can also see it on this guy's back, around some of the wounds and around the legs and stuff as well. Now the other thing which I've gone back through on these, to sort of give the flesh a bit more of a sort of sickly look, is I've gone through and used a little bit of Model Mate's moss weathering liquids. Now you normally use those to do moss effects on terrain and stuff like that, but I've found it gives it quite a nice effect around some of the wounds and recessed areas, just to give that sort of green sickly look. And now I have done these in quite a short period of time. It's a little bit rougher than what I normally do, but in order to get this army ready and on the tabletop I need to get a lot more done in a fairly short period of time, but I'm quite happy with how they've turned out. I've done some resculpting work on these ones, so you see some of them, like this guy here, he's been reposed and he's got that sort of axe embedded in his chest as well, if I can get it to focus. There we go. And then we've got this guy here who's had a spear jammed straight through his stomach. So these were made with a combination of the regular zombie parts and also some ghoul parts as well. For the ones where you're combining the ghoul parts, you do need to sort of resculpt the centre joint, because there's a big gap in the ghoul torsos and the zombie legs when you're combining them, and vice versa. So you sort of need to put a little bit of effort into that, which I can show you on a work in progress model I've got. So I see this model here, I've gone through and resculpted a sort of fat belly there. I need to do a bit of work on his sort of chest as well to sort of fatten that up that will give you an idea of some of the work which is involved just in filling the rather large gap which would otherwise be where that green stuff is. I've got a lot more of these which I'm working on. I've got sort of like another 100 or 120 skeletons I need to be doing, so I'm about to do some spraying later on today. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any feedback, feel free to let me know, and I should hopefully get another video up to you shortly. Cheers!